Alright, so this is a tutorial on Photoshop, and I will be showing you multiple cool things you can do. Right now I have this picture of me. Let's undo that. I erased that a little bit. I have this picture of me right here. I'm going to show you how to make it look like, well, half of my face is like a skeleton, like this guy here. Like kind of like my skin is peeling off. It's a little bit hard to explain. But anyways, I've dragged this layer on here. And what you're going to do first is you're going to decrease the opacity so you can match the skull with my face. So we're going to take that and we're going to transform this picture to fit my face. And I have a very skinny face, so that's what makes this kind of difficult. You want to make sure the nose is right too. I have a big nose, so that's hard as well. But we're going to do the best we can. So we got the nose going on here. Big nose Macallister. Alright. That looks about good. We can deal with that. It's gonna go a little over. I don't think that'll matter too much as long as we got the nose proportionate or proportional, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna say apply, and then we're gonna create we're gonna say add layer mask, and then we're going to say wait just a second. We're going to say create clipping mask. And so what we do here now is we're going to change our lead color to black and our other color to white. Right there. I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to take the paintbrush tool and we're going to just make the face disappear. We can turn the opacity up a little bit. Alright, there you go. We're just going to get rid of the whole picture, basically. Alright, that's not working. Undo brush tools, step backward. What did I not do here? We're going, okay. So we got that, There we go. That's better. Forgot to click on it. Okay, that is our clipping mask there. We're just going to get rid of this whole picture. We're going to color this out. You can get a bigger brush. Make it a lot faster. We're basically just blacking out the layer here. So it's still there, but you just don't notice it because we're coloring it in with black, which doesn't really make sense. I understand that, but that's what's happening. And everything I colored in with black here is appearing right over here in this layer mask. So we're going to make sure we got everything. There we go. And then next, well, you're just going to invert the colors like this. Oop. That did not work. Well, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, the mechanical way that makes us think a little harder. We're going to go to black. We're going to say OK, or we're going to be in white this time. And what should happen when we color that back in, go to white, change to black. Oh, Photoshop is so difficult. Now when we color that back in, okay, we're going to say edit, undo, edit, step backward. Yep, accidentally colored it in white. So we're going to have to go back a few steps to get rid of that layer mask. Alright, we're going to go to the layer now. Now let's see if it works. Okay. I'm going to go to black. It is just being difficult, isn't it? And undo brush tool. Gotta step backward again. Step backward again. There we go. There we go. That is what we are looking for. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put in some of the stuff we erased. We're gonna get pretty detailed with this. So you see, it's starting to look like my face is the skull. Just applying that picture again, we're going to get a smaller brush, about size, no, we'll see 12. I can zoom in, get a finer edge going here. We're just going to go along the lines. This doesn't have to be too detailed. Just make sure you get enough. Alright, got that. So we can, what we're going to do is we're going to end up erasing this. Well, at least a little bit of it. So you see I got the whole mouth. Just going to make a nice fine edge here. And I'm going to go up the side over here. Right. Get rid of all the little blurry edges. Get rid of this up here. Darken it in. There you go. Now what you'll see is happening to this layer over here is that part is turning white, so we're revealing the picture again. Alright, and it looks about good. So now what we're going to do is we can take the opacity, turn the opacity down just a bit, and we're going to find an eraser. Go to the erase tool, and we're going to click on that. Actually, just a second. What we're going to do is we're going to change this back to black. We're actually going to use the brush tool, I believe. No eraser for me. So let's see, brush tool. And we're going to look at the brushes. And you see there's all these different shapes here. We're going to have to find the right one. It's not always easy. So we're going to say it is, let's go with this one right here. I think. Actually, we'll do the middle. See what happens. That looks about decent, I suppose. We'll make it bigger. You're just going to start erasing parts of it, kind of like this, to make a pattern in the face. Now it kind of looks like it's disappearing a little bit, you know? Gives it that nice effect right there, like it's just coming on my face. Looks painful. But at least now you see my chin a little bit again, right? And this is basically going to finish off this part of the tutorial. You just get that nice pattern going in there, a little bit everywhere. See? And it kind of just looks like it's, oh, it looks like it's dissolving. Of course, this is just a basic outline of what you would do. It can be a lot more complicated than this, and it would probably look a lot better. But that's just the gist. I don't have a lot of time to edit this and make it look all fancy and stuff. Play with the tones and match the color to my face and all, because you see the lighting is, of course, different, and that's a whole another tutorial, which I just don't want to waste time doing. So that is the first picture. I got this saved in my project too. I did, let's see here, should be this one. This is the first one I did. Yeah, still not perfect, but it looks okay, I guess. So next, we're going to go to the Terminator eye. And I did a lot of things with this one. I'll open it up here. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to say don't save. See file, open. And, where is it? There we go. The picture I used for this, same picture I just used for the last one. Except it was different. It was definitely different. Shoot. Okay, Photoshop. Let's drag this picture in, I guess. Where is it? That here. There we go. I'll use this picture. And we have the Terminator here. and that should actually not, that shouldn't be there. We're going to delete that. We're going to put the Terminator up here. And what we did is we did the basic, what's this here? Quick selection tool, of course. We're just going to quick select his eyeball out. Nice small selection there. I'm going to say layer via copy, all basic stuff we've done before. Kind of enlarge this a little bit. If I can. Let's see here. Click on it. Enlarge. Gotta click on this. Bring the layer over. Drop it there. And it's pretty rough right now. It's in rough shape. So we're gonna have to erase that a little bit. We're gonna have to match it to the eye. If you're really good though, you can just do the same thing I did on the last one. It's time consuming. We can do the whole black to white thing, black to white. I'm just going to erase it for time's sake. I'm going to say apply. Just erase some of this out of here. Make it look like it fits my eye. So, going, good. Basic concepts that apply to a lot of things. Really simple. Time consuming though. Very time consuming. So it's not going to look the best, but you get the idea. So basically you can use the tutorial, the part of the tutorial I just did for this, but and it would look a lot better than this basic outline I'm doing here. This is just, it's just really dumb. Just really dumb. That's all I gotta say. And I believe what I did here is I just messed around with this one a lot. I did all kinds of effects, I guess. I did just about a little bit everything, like sharpen. I played with it. Yeah, no, I didn't do that. Definitely did not do that. Image. I did all kinds of things, like I think it was auto contrast, auto color, all these here, auto tone. I think I messed with these a little bit. The layer, I went to filter. I think I did blur a little bit. I did some blurs, distorted. Not so much add noise. Yeah, I might have done that too. Like you can make it look like a video game almost, like that. You see? What else did I do? I don't think I pixelated. I don't think I rendered. Might have sharpened a little bit. Stylize. I definitely did color. Lots of color stuff. I think I added brightness to it. Well, not the whole picture, but just the eye here. Oh shoot. Let's get rid of that. I wish I did these tutorials right after they were supposed to be done. Let's see, selective color, curves. I went to curves too. Oh gosh, when the whole picture does. Yeah, see, I did something like that. I got my red, greens, and blues all changed up. That's how I ended up with a fuzzy looking picture like this. And I did add glow to the eye, but I don't necessarily remember what the curves were that well, so I can't match it for the one I'm doing here. So basically just add some curves in there. We'll say like that. We'll go to the eye, adjustments, still trying to figure out which one. Vibrance. I think I did some vibrance stuff here. Yeah, there we go. So, just adding to the overall picture, making myself look a little strange. Kind of like one of those 90s Terminator movies, but I mean, that's what they were doing back then, so it's all good. It's all good. Now, I just need to find the here we go. Blending options. Good stuff there. Red. Can turn it off. It's just really interesting stuff. Aha. This is what I'm looking for here. Inner glow. And of course, there's the outer glow. And the outer glow, you can change the color. To anything you want. I chose red, or a redder color here, and I kind of just increased the noise a little bit, increased opacity. There we go. So yeah, you see there's a slight glow there. You can do softer, more precise, all kinds of stuff to mess around with. You can increase that, decrease that. There you go. Yeah, so lots of random stuff going on. I mean, obviously, I added a softer glow. That's more pixelated because of all the other effects I add to it. But there is the general idea. You can, yeah, that's definitely softened. More time taken again. It really depends a bit upon how much time you want to put into it. And that's what you'll get out of it. I guess, you know, those really bad video games. 90s video games is what I think of when I see this right here. Really pixelated, really fuzzy, but still fun to play, I guess, if you're one of those people. Oh, excuse me. Yawn, 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 yawn. This picture right here was just all quick selection tool. That's all I did. Quick selection tool, quick selection tool, quick selection tool, and then I put in a background. I just tried to make it really interesting. This definitely describes my life. Very confusing, like the fire, Homer Simpson's on my shoulder, dragon, Waldo. I don't know, I just thought Waldo at that moment, and then I thought Obama. So whatever was going through my mind, I thought I would look better with some Photoshop sunglasses, but my nose is kind of pretty big, so it looks. I missed the little eyepiece there. Really should have gotten rid of that. That's probably why it looks weird. I was trying to figure that out. That's all I did for this picture. I was just having fun with it, I guess. Took a little time. What do I have left? The cracked face. The cracked face here. This one was a little more difficult. What you have to do is you have to go to Photoshop, and then you drag a picture of yourself over. I used this one here. And then you're going to find a picture of some cracked ground. That's really all you're going to do. So you got this cracked ground here. And you put that in there. And you're going to make this a layer over here. You're going to put this over it. Of course it is. This is not the cracked ground I used because that's apparently an index layer. I never really figured that out. I used this one here. That is what we'll use. We put that over the top. We're going to adjust this image, adjustment, layer, file, where is it? Free transform. Obviously not. Oh, dang it. There we go. Stupid little things like that. We're just going to make it fit the picture. So like that, adjust like that, and like that. And we're going to turn the opacity down again. Alright. And this is pretty much the same concept as that other picture too. We're going to do the whole gonna apply it. Gonna say that there. We're gonna click on this whole thing here, create clipping mask. Gonna change this to black. Say OK, and we're going to use our brush tool, and we're gonna change the brush back. We're gonna go here, say OK, and we're gonna get rid of this, and we're just gonna leave this stuff over the face. We're going to try to get all the hair because we don't want cracks in our hair. And the only thing different about this picture is trying to get to look like the cracks are actually over my face, like they're actually part of my face. And that is not very fun, to be honest. There's lots of things you can do. In the tutorial I watched that taught me how to do this, he used the Ken Burns effect, I believe. I'm going to say apply that. Can turn the opacity up again, just a little bit. Anyways, there you go. It's really interesting. We don't want the cracks going through the eyes, though. That's the main thing here. That just looks stupid. So I'm going to take the brush tool, and we're going to lower it, and we got that there. We want to get rid of the eyes. There we go. Get it out of the eyes again. Doesn't have to be perfect. No eyelid. Get out of the eyebrows. I think what we actually did is we just kind of got rid of the whole thing the first time. We just got rid of all of it. Because you can just add it back in like I've already shown you, so none of this stuff really matters right now. You go back. I missed a space here somewhere. There we go. Invert it. Click on the layer again. Nope. It wants to be difficult. When stuff is difficult. No, that's not what I said. Well, daggum. There we go. Change it to white. Okay. Change this to black. Say okay. Color it back in. Matching colors, like the most difficult part of all this. You just gotta match all these colors, and it's so difficult. There you go. Got a nice one going along my head there. This one here. Alright. And there you go. There is the basic gist. I love that word, gist. Of this project. The cracks, the cracks, the cracks. I'll show you what the final product looks like over here. I obviously took away the color layer of the ground, and there's a way to do that. Really, it's a process. It's a process you go through, but for a decent effect here, you don't have to do that. I mean, I didn't choose a very good picture, so some of the colors of the dirt are still in this picture here and got all over my face and made it look really dumb. I like, it doesn't look anything like I wanted it to, but that's the basics. That's how you'd get that to happen right there. Lots of other effects you can apply. You can go to your color properties. You can erase your the tan or the brown color in the picture, doing that, and you're left with only the black crack parts like that, the lines. Then what you would do afterwards is, where did he go here? The burn tool, oh, not that, the burn tool, and you go over the cracked areas like that. And it would make them look more prominent because it gives them a little shadow. Looks like you're burning them a little bit. And then there's the sharpen tool. You can sharpen all that stuff. Gotta click on the layer first, of course. You sharpen it all, etc., etc., etc. Hence a cracked face. This tutorial is going on way too long. I'll probably end up editing this. This picture here was just a bunch of colors that I put on a white background, and then I went to filter, and I went to liquify. Yeah, okay, and I just kind of swirled them all around. Just swirled them a lot, and I kept adding colors, and I kept adding more colors, and more colors, and I kept saying liquify, and every time I did that, it gave me something different, and it just kept added a lot of texture, you know. It looks, and then what I did here is I added another color effect, or I went up to, where was it? Select. I forget what it was called. I went to invert. There we go. And you can invert it that way. If you go to the layer, no, not the layer, the adjustments, invert. You can invert back and forth, and that's what I did with this layer here, these extra colors. So it's still the same picture, but just those parts there were inverted. So I guess liquify and invert were two of the only tools I used here. I did use the brush tool to paint the colors, of course. And when you use the brush tool and invert, you can invert everything. Because I created a layer here, properties, a layer mask. So that's how I did that. And then when I switch these around, I believe it does the same thing that the other pictures did. Yeah, right there. So you can do whatever you want with it. That was the original picture there. I just inverted parts of it. Kind of made me sick while I was working on it though, because it looks really gross. Yeah, or it feels gross. And then my last picture, this one was just for fun as well. I took a picture of a bowling alley, like so, and I took a picture of me, like so, and then I found a picture of a bowling ball on the internet, and when I used Photo Booth to take this picture, of course, it was like this, and then I used the the where's Photoshop now? I did transform, and I did rotate, or I did flip horizontally, vertical, horizontal, one of the two. Let's see here. Yeah, I always forget. Let's see, horizontal is the horizon. So I flipped it vertically. That's what I did, and I ended up with an opposite of this image here. So it looked like I was facing the bowling alley. And then I put in my bowling ball and I erased the parts that my thumb were under after decreasing the transparency, so it looked like I was kind of holding the bowling ball. I don't want to steer anybody wrong. I don't actually bowl two-handed. So this is a highly inaccurate picture. As if I were going to throw that ball two-handed, I'd never do that. I'd only be using this one hand right here for that purpose. So that is the last photo I have to present, I guess, in this tutorial. This was way too long. I'm going to edit it and cut out certain parts, so it might be a little skippy. So I apologize for that ahead of time. But yeah, I know this was kind of stupid, but there's all my pictures, and I tried.